Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name is Michael and I'm bitten by a radioactive book. Today we're having another tag video, cause tag videos are fun. This time it's the On My Shelf tag. This tag was originally created by Ian Broom. I left the link to the original video down below. And I was tagged by the lovely Samantha of Novels and Nonsense, and I also linked her channel down below. Please make sure to check out her channel as well. Not only is she reading a great amount of fantasy books, she's a delight to watch, and she has this effortless kind of humor that comes to her that I'm very jealous of. So please go and visit her. So what is the On My Shelf tag all about? Normally you get some coordinates, go to your physical bookshelf and get the books that correspond to the coordinates and talk a little bit about them. Personally, I'm doing the digital version of it because most of my books at the moment are inside of boxes and I can't really get to them, so I'm doing the digital version, and that means I'm going to take a digital random number generator. I will take 3 books from my Goodreads Red Shelf, so you get a bit to see about what I read in the past and I can talk about that. And I will also take 3 books from my TBR Abyss Next shelf. For me it's not a TBR pile anymore, it's more like an abyss where I randomly throw books in, like, oh yeah, this, that, this, and it's really a chasm filled with books, and I made a shelf on Goodreads which consists of all the #1 books of a series I own and like to read, or all the #2, 3, or wherever I am in the series at the moment. So we'll take 3 from this to get a glimpse into my future and see what I might be going to read within the next days, weeks, months, years, decades. Okay, the first number we get for my red shelf is 175. And now I have to go and look up which book that might be. Oh well, the first one is Steam and Sorcery by Cindy Spencer Pape. Um, this as you might know from the Steampunk guide video, I'm really into steampunk, and so I try to read a lot of this genre, and once in a while you hit a steampunk book that turns out to be a paranormal romance instead. And this is what actually happens in this book. It's about I think he was, what was he? What was he? Some kind of descendant from an Arthurian knight, and their task in life is to fight like vampires and stuff. Oh yeah, that's very professional. Vampires and other supernatural creatures. Yeah, let's go with that. And he picks up some street urchins, and he sees the potential, another heir or descendant from another Arthurian knight in them, or in one of them, and so he takes in like this 5 siblings or children, street children, and so he's desperately in need of the nanny. And in comes, let's look, she's called Caroline Bristol, that's it. And in comes Caroline, and she's a governess, and she helps him with raising the children, and of course they will get involved like romantically and also in more supernatural fighting. And this was kind of an interesting book because I rated it 3 stars in the end, because it has some weird structure choices. In the beginning it's a very nice, I would say, like Mary Poppins like governess story, and the plot takes a break at after the immediate beginning, and I think in my review I said, yeah, the plot is sent off to Brighton for vacation. Bye bye plot. Yeah, see you next time. And then at the halfway mark, the plot comes back, opens the door, and whoa, the characters get naked. And then there's sex. And then there's sex again. And again. And I think it's like in the second half there's like 5 sex scenes in it, and in between the plot tries to say something like, oh, vampires, weren't we fighting vampires? And then the naked people are, oh yeah, we should do that. And so yeah, it was kind of strange from the structure, but it was entertaining. I'm not quite sure if I really carry on with this series. There are 4 other books in it, so yeah, I'm not quite sure. Well, let's see. So now we're getting a second number, and the number is 42. Of course, 42. It's always 42. Wouldn't it be cool if 42 would be a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? That would be awesome. But I don't think I'm that lucky. It's Terry Pratchett's Mort from the Discworld series. It's the first one where Death is really a prominent character, and Death takes in Mort as an apprentice, so he can have some free time of its own. And of course, with Terry Pratchett books, it's set in the Discworld setting, which is a humorous fantasy setting. It's quite entertaining. I only read early books in the whole Discworld series. I heard that they even get better with time, and I'm planning on reading some more Discworld books. But I already read Mort, which is kind of, I think, the 4th book in the series, and it's very entertaining. If you're looking for a light, fun read which has a bit of social commentary underlying, then check it out. It's really great. I rated it 4 stars. Now, let's see which is our last number for the red shelf. It's 99. 99 is actually Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Of course, I also read the Harry Potter series, but as I'm like a decade older than most of the other booktubers, the Harry Potter series was not a series I read while growing up with the books. I was already an adult when I read it, and so I liked the magic element and the whole atmosphere of the series. But I personally had the feeling that plot-wise, it kind of lost its charm in the later books. So I only so I think my favorite book might be The Goblet of Fire, and after that the last 3 books were a bit of a decline for me. So in the end I only rated Half-Blood Prince with only 3 stars, and it's actually I think my least favorite of the Harry Potter series, but overall it's still a great and magical series. But this is one of the series I wished I could have read when I was younger, because then the impact on me might have been even bigger than it was. So let's move on to my TBR's next shelf. The first number is 403, and let's see what this is all about. Okay, 403 is a book I already forgot that I actually own. It's called Gods of Manhattan. It's a middle grade book, and the basic idea is that New York has a layer of spirits, or a kind of a ghost world lying underneath its actual normal look, and that only certain people, like the protagonist, who's called, I think, Rory, yeah, that only certain people can actually see and then interact with this world. And of course, there's, like in a good middle grade book, um, the stakes are high. The spirit world has to be saved, or New York has to be saved, something like that. Yeah, that was actually a quite good reminder that I still have this book. I wasn't aware of this, so yeah. Good start, I'd say. Next up, we've got the number 182, and it is Emissary of the Dead, or Emissaries of the Dead, by Adam Troy Castro. It's the first in the Andrea Cord series, which is a science fiction series about Andrea Cord, who I think is some kind of special agent, and I just read the blurb again, and now I know why I was that interested in it and got it. It's she's sent to a kind of world, a cylindric world created by AIs, and has to, I think, solve a murder or something. And what actually caught my interest is that the AIs seem to create like life forms, and they created like a sentient sloth. And always when the synopsis has something like this, like something unique, something that might be a bit silly, I'm always interested. So that yeah, that's definitely going to happen at some point when I get to it, which might take a while, but it will happen, and you will hopefully see the results here. So the last number is 340, and it's a book I'm really excited about, and I think I'm going to read within the next couple of weeks. I hope to get to it there. It's one of my planned reads for this year, so that should happen way sooner than the other two we just saw. It's 3 Parts Dead by Max Gladstone, and it's the first one in the craft sequence. And it's I'm not quite sure what it actually is. It's a mix-up of fantasy and science fiction elements. It has a fantasy setting in this first one. Tara, the main character, works for a kind of necromantic law firm. So so the special thing is about the series is that it has all these elements of our modern society, like like realistic economics, politics, and stuff like that, and also law. And that is quite interesting, and I think very unique. At the moment, this series, I don't really know how much books are planned in it. If it's finished already, there are 3 books out, and 3 Parts Dead is the first one. And yeah, it sounds really unique. I'm really excited to get to it and to read to it, and I can assure you that will happen quite soon. Last but not least, I'm going to tag a few people who hopefully will do this tag as well. First, I tag Laura from Blueberry Blues. Say that 3 times in a row without messing it up. I did that before, and this is the first time I did it, so yeah. She's a Swedish booktuber. Check out her channel. She's amazing. The second one I'm going to tag is Brock from Let's Read. Brock is like awesome. Brock has cool effects, special effects in his videos, but not only is his like editing skill amazing, the content he does is so amazing, and he He reads a lot of interesting science fiction books and a bit of fantasy as well, so make sure to check out his channel. And the last one I'm going to tag is Peyton from Double Shot of Novella. I'm very jealous of her because she lives in Florida and she can go to the beach. It's like I think a 5-minute walk for her, and go there reading. I would have to start up my car and drive for 4 hours or 3.5, and then I would be on the North Sea, and it would be cold, and I might want to go inside to read. So yeah, but check out her channel as well. She has some great content there, and yeah, these are the 3 people I'm going to tag. That's it for the On My Shelf tag. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, and I hope you get bitten by a really good book too. See you next time. Bye bye. I'm probably adding this later on so I can talk nonsense, like random German words, like Klappschlittschuh.